What's up, guys? Welcome back to Homie Checkpoint. I'm Josh, he's Alex, and today we're talking about something very near and dear to my heart.
And we ain't talking about cholesterol, although it's been a while since you've been to the doctor. You okay, bro?
Man, this ain't the time for that, bro. That's some serious shit. Like, I don't know if I'm okay.
Anyway, what we are going to be talking about is pacing in a story. You know, what is good pacing, what's bad pacing, all that kind of junk.
Alright, so pause real quick here, fellas. So, you know, like, when a movie comes out, like, or just, you know, gets announced, and, like, you're super excited because the trailer looks badass, all the actors are top tier, but when the moment of truth finally comes and you're in the theater with your popcorn in your lap ready to watch it, you're sitting in there, you're like 30 minutes in, and I'm like, damn, this is boring as hell.
Or like even the flip side of that. So like, you know, when you're really into a story and you're like, man, all the drama and stuff is finally coming to a head. But then, you know, something happens in real life, you know, like things get cut or whatever. Somebody comes in there and just like, hey, bro, wrap the story up, man. It's been going for a while. Now the author's got no choice but to try and figure out some kind of ending, and all of a sudden the pacing's shot.
Yeah, both of those situations are honestly kind of garbage. And a lot of the times it's really not in, you know, the author's realm of control.
However, as DMs, there's really nothing stopping us from pulling things back or speeding things up, you know? Like, it's all in our hands.
What do you want to do?
I mean, I don't know. Are there any shops around?
No.
How about guards?
Nope. Well, I mean, what about...
Hell no.
Dude, what are we supposed to do?
Whatever you want to do, man. I mean, it's up to you.
So here's the thing, homies. D&D is a game about anybody doing whatever they feel like, right? Well, there still has to be stuff for them to do in the first place.
Now, in your head, they might be in this hustle and bustle of this, like, grand city with adventure and all new quests to be discovered in, you know, the future, but you gotta make sure that they know that as well. And as a new DM especially, it may be easy to fall in the trap of just asking, well, what are you doing now?
Right, so like, how boring would it be to be in an empty field with literally nothing going on, and then God just looks down and he goes, so, what are you doing there, fella? Like, because that's what's happening, essentially.
So, make sure that you describe your settings in detail to your players, making sure to remember to outline any important NPCs or areas you might want your players to check out.
Right, and if you have done that and they are still lost, man, there ain't no harm in pushing them in the right direction. Think about the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland.
Speaking of, she had no damn clue where she was, but then all of a sudden this rabbit came running by talking about being late and some shit, and she was like, man, fuck it. And, you know, like, there's nothing stopping you from doing that yourself.
Bro, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing, man. There ain't no shops, no guards, no...
And just like that, you notice a glint in the distance, as if though a man's hairline had receded into another plane, leaving behind nothing but a pure, unadulterated scalp.
Oh, so that boy got a shiny ass head.
Yep.
Like, yo, dude, I think I saw, like, a post about, like, bald people being in the secret club, so, like, he might be a cultist. I'm just saying.
Bro, what?
There's more to fixing bad pacing than just letting the players know what's around them. So let's say you've conquered that, but now it seems like they're tired of the constant dialogue, or maybe they're frustrated with the rinse and repeat nature of the missions you're giving them.
Well, in that case, that's not a really hard fix, you know, to manage. Just throw a wrench in the plan, or offer something to break up the monotony of their situation. Let's say they're used to simple fetch quests. Well, let's say when they come back from one of these missions, show them that their home has been attacked and they're absent.
If you've got them sick and tired of just casual dialogue with NPCs, you know, maybe reveal that one of them might have some ulterior motives. Stir the pot a little bit. Don't be afraid to come out of your comfort zone, and make sure that you know that things may not always be as they seem. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way because you have to tread really lightly with this next bit of advice, but slower moments will do wonders for your campaign. Let's just think about like how lighthearted moments will affect those crucial moments later on in your story. Because you had that break, they're going to hit much harder.
And as Josh said, you don't want to have too many low moments in your campaign because things will get stale very quickly. And you want to make sure you make your high points hard to predict, but don't make them rare.
Let's take a moment and look at the opposite end of that spectrum. What happens if your campaign is constantly balls to the wall with no breaks ever?
It seems as though you are not long for this world. Q-Ball exclaims to the both of you.
Bro, we've been fighting these Baldies for 3 sessions. This shit is getting old, man.
I mean, I ain't want to say I told you so, but you should have believed me about the cult shit, bro. Everybody knows Ball Guy's got telepathy and shit. Man, y'all hush now. We just now getting to a good part.
Dude, you said that shit like 8 times, bro. I don't even know what's going on anymore. You introduce a character and then kill him in the same session, man.
He was a good man.
How are you crying? You don't know his name.
We all like a good action movie or shonen anime from time to time, but those tense parts don't mean nothing without those calmer parts.
Or we can take a moment, think about your favorite horror flick or your favorite romance story. It all applies here as well. We see normal life for a little bit and then shit gets scurry. Or on that other side, we see normal old boring life for a little bit and then some characters are trying to boom. I mean, the same thing applies to your D&D characters.
Just take a second to sprinkle in some of that slice of life goodness so that when you do kill a player's spouse or when you do reveal that a character is evil, the shit hits the whole party, and it especially hits that player whose backstory it's relevant to.
A small quick note we want to make while we're talking about this specific kind of problem is you don't want to try and constantly be over the top all the time.
Yeah, so you might want to give the players a power-up every other session, or you might want to make every single villain make the last guy look like he's a bitch. And that's cool and all, you just want to watch the rate of which this progression is happening.
And you can really end up shooting yourself in the foot with continuity if all you're really worried about is trying to top yourself from last time.
Yeah, man, the thing about it is if you and your players don't give a crap about continuity or about the story being super outrageous, then literally nothing we've said here matters. We're just trying to give you some advice on how we normally write our campaigns.
Your spell lands on old cue ball and he crumbles to the ground, dead as a doornail.
So that's it?
Yep.
We did it.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, damn. Let's go back to town and stock up on supplies and shit.
of course.
Man, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I thought you was gonna pull some bullshit, but I think we finally on the same page.
That is, if you can make it past Papa Domino and the Evil Dudes.
So, TLDR, if your story is boring, just go ahead and throw something in there that the players won't expect. Don't be afraid to mix things up and shake up the world a little bit with something out of the ordinary.
And on the other hand, if your story is too crazy or, getting way too out of hand, say, well, now hold the hell up, slow down, dial it back just a little bit. And, take them to revisit, their hometowns. Maybe they haven't been there in a while. See NPCs they haven't seen in a long time. Make them feel like they've actually been out adventuring. Because a piece of advice from me to you is that the world doesn't stop when your PCs aren't somewhere. Like, life continues in their absence.
The long and short of it is to mix the crazy, off-the-wall, out-there times with the slow-moving, humble times. That will just make your story feel well-rounded and all together. With that being said, homies, we hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you next week.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe with that bell turned on, and